how to create a checklist. So to begin, in your course, click on Other Tools and then click on Checklist. This will take you into the checklist area. If you've already created a checklist, you'll see them listed here. If you'd like to preview a checklist, just select this drop down and choose Preview in a new menu to preview the checklist. If you want to create a new checklist, just click New Checklist and enter a name for your checklist. You'll also want to include some type of a description for students so they know what the checklist is for. So in this example, I've put down that the students can use the checklist to check off items that they've completed as a self-reminder. It's a good idea to note that the checklist is simply a self-reminder tool for students. It does not actually confirm that a student has completed a specific activity. So this tool is for students, not so much for instructors, to check off things that students have completed. This is a checklist tool for students. So once you've entered your description, you can choose Save. When you've saved, you'll be able to now create new categories and new items. Note that you'll need at least one category. So a new category on a checklist such as this might be the weekly readings. I don't need to put in a description. This name itself is pretty descriptive. I'm going to choose Save. Maybe my other category, I'm going to click New Category again, will be the weekly assignments. And then I'll choose Save. Now I can create the items that belong to each of these categories. So I'm going to click New Item. I'll select the category that the item belongs to. So this would be a weekly reading. Maybe this is Read Chapter 1 of the textbook. Now note that if you want, you can always create a new category while you're typing in an item. You can add additional descriptors, and if you wanted to, you could choose to check due date and add a specific date and time that the item is due. Keep in mind that if you do use the checklist from term to term, you may want to just have a description that says this is due at the end of week 4, rather than entering in a specific date and time that you would need to update each term. So to reduce the classroom term-to-term management in D2L, you might want to just list specific dates in your D2L course content syllabus area rather than in the checklist where you'd have to drill in and update these. So I'm not going to include this, but I'm going to choose Save and New because I also want them to read Chapter 2. That's the next item I'm going to add. So I'm going to put Read Chapter 2 of the textbook. So I could continue to enter in specific readings if I wanted to, but I think that's all I'm going to have for this week. So I'm going to choose Save, and now I can see that under weekly readings I've created those. I'm going to create one more new item for the weekly assignment. And I'm going to go ahead and choose Save. Just note that you can always choose Save and New to quickly create new items or quickly create new categories for your checklist. Go ahead and choose Save. So now I've created my checklist, and I've noted that I put this in the wrong area. It's very easy to fix. Just click the title, and now under Category, instead of Readings, I simply change this to Assignments, and now I choose Save. And now the Dropbox assignment is listed under Assignments. Now if at any point you want to reorder these items, let's say I wanted assignments above, you can always click this Reorder button and simply choose the number. So if this wanted to be the first one in the list and I wanted readings to be the second, I would simply change this to number 1 and I would choose Save. That's how you can reorder items. If you quickly want to remove items, just select next to the item you want to delete and choose Delete. If you wanted to edit all of the items in your checklist, you can click this first box right here and you can choose Edit, and that'll allow you to edit the category, the name, or due dates for all the items. Now when you're ready, you'll probably go ahead and choose Save and Close, and you'll want to deploy this maybe in Content. So I'm going to go to the Content area, and let's say I wanted to add this to this module. To add your course checklist that you've created, just click Add Existing Activities and click Checklist. And then you can simply select your checklist and it will display in Content for students. You can click on the title of the checklist to view how this appears to your students. And you'll see this listed here. You can also choose to edit checklists in the Content tool if you've deployed them by simply clicking on these boxes, updating titles. You can change titles And you can also choose to remove items. And that's how you can create and edit checklists in D2L.